Good morning. Please stand and join us in singing We Gather Here. One, two, one, two, three, four. We gather here to come together to raise our voices in harmony. We gather here to pray together, create the world we know is meant to be. We gather here, we gather here, we gather here, we gather here to create the world we know is meant to be. We gather here to come together to celebrate the love and joy of unity. We gather here for deep connection with fellow travelers who strain within. We gather here to count our blessings, celebrate the love and joy of unity. We gather here, we gather here, we gather here, we gather here to create the world we know is meant to be. We gather here to come together. We celebrate the love and joy of unity. We celebrate the love and joy of
All right, good morning. Let's try again, shall we? There we go. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Stuart. Welcome to Cinco de Mayo, if that means anything. And welcome. All right, all is well. I'm sitting down because my knee hurts. That is all. All right, as always, we have with us the Joyful Noise Band and Choir. Our special music today features Tracy Walters. On his and Rhonda's last Sunday here in Florida, before they go back north, I know. We're going to miss you both. We're going to miss you both. And before we get any further into our service, I want to let you all know that Chuck Chase, who had been our drummer for, I don't know, how many? Years and years, made his transition. He died last week. They think it was a heart attack. And so I just wanted to show you a picture of our beloved Chuck. There he is. He was an integral part of our band and of our church and loved unity and loved all y'all. And we will surely miss him. There will be a service, I don't know when, though I'm waiting on his wife, Ro, to let me know when she wants to celebrate his life. And of course, we'll let you know. And for those of you who are in the room for the first time or online, we'd like to welcome you with a welcome packet. If anybody's here for the first time, if you would like to, you could raise your hand. And Molly or Ricky will bring you a welcome packet. Anybody here today for the first time who would like to receive a welcome packet? All right, you're off the hook, Molly and Rick. If you are online for the first time, here we go again with this. If you are online, I'm not going back. If the slide forwards, I'm just going to keep talking about what I was talking about. If you are here for the first time and didn't raise your hand, or if you would like to pick up a welcome packet on the way out, you please feel free to do that. Most importantly about all of that is unity is a welcoming, affirming, practical path of spirituality. Everyone is welcome here. Everyone is celebrated here. No exceptions. And thank you for being in the church. We also have, it's Potluck Sunday today. So we invite you back there. There's some extra goodies back there today. We invite you to come back into the kitchen and or on the patio if the chairs are dry and can hang out with us for a little while. Let's see if I can get to announcements. Oh, so that Mary Claire is not our board member of the day. It happens to be Lori Michaud. She is our board member of the day. You can see her beautiful picture up there. And if you have any questions about the church, that that if I'm with someone else and you'd like to ask Lori, she'd be happy to talk to you about Unity of Stuart. Unity Basics class is coming up. That's on May 19th, and that's a class where we sit down and we talk for a couple of hours about the origins of Unity, about what we teach here, and about the larger movement and all of that, and our founders, and also about what our church is like. And that is on May 19th. There is a sign-up sheet out in the foyer. If you would like to sign up for that class, please do sign up, because we are. I will hand you. Everybody gets a little booklet. So. Please sign up if you'd like to take that class, which makes you eligible for membership, for voting membership. Our boardie of the day is Lori. I already said that. We also have, I think it was back here, we have Sonia Holbrook is teaching a yoga class every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock. If I had the slide, I'd be able to tell you when that is ending for the summer, but it's soon. Eva, do you know off the top of your head? The last class on Wednesday mornings will be May 22nd, and then it will begin again in August. So watch this space and our newsletter if you'd like to know that. Also, I want to tell you about people who, these chairs they don't magically appear out of the classroom by elves and come back into the sanctuary. And they also, as you know, didn't magically disappear before the gala. And I wanted to just mention a few names of folks that helped. If I don't mention your name, please raise your hand and I'd be happy to mention it. But we have Don Rao, David Avitable, Julia Avitable, Pete Keelan, Mike Taylor, Rose Peterson, Scott Hodgins. Anybody else move chairs either before or after the gala that I didn't mention? Ricky helped move. Thank you, Ricky. Ricky is always on tap to help move chairs. And so thank you all who did that. I think that might be it for the announcements. So for more events and opportunities to serve, I invite you to check out the bulletin board, the information table, and also the weekly newsletter. If you're not signed up for the weekly newsletter, you can go to our website and you can sign up there. We do have prayer chaplains on duty today. Our prayer chaplains are here to hold you in prayer. And the prayer chaplains on duty today, I think, are Connie Cox and Brucey Quick. There they are, and you can see them up there. If you have anything that you'd like prayer support with, a joy, a challenge, anything at all, Brucey and Connie will be in the sanctuary after service. You'll know them by their white stoles, and they will be honored to hold you in prayer and to hold your prayer in the highest confidence. So thank you, prayer chaplains. You can also place a prayer intention in the prayer box in the foyer, and if you'd like to send in a prayer, you can send a prayer into prayer@unityofstuart.org. See if I can make this happen. And there that is. All right. I'm going to take a breath and just settle into this now moment. Connecting with Spirit, connecting with you all in community. And in this time of uncertainty in our world, and perhaps any uncertainty in your life, I invite you to join me in dedicating today's service to not knowing and being comfortable in that. I trust in divine outcomes. When faced with uncertainty and disorder, my mind may search frantically for an answer, trying to understand what is occurring. Why did this happen? What am I to do now? How can I fix this? I might think, if only I could figure this out, I would solve the problem and eliminate the unknown. Some situations, however, require spiritual understanding rather than logical reasoning. Seeing with spiritual eyes allows me to move through life without anxiety and without fear of the unknown. I seek to see my life from a higher perspective, confident in the activity of Spirit. My mind is at ease as I go within for understanding and trust what is revealed. And let's take a deep breath together. And as we sit here, I invite us to open ourselves to this now moment, this present moment, this breath, the sounds that you hear, and the love that's in this room. And I invite you, as we are connected to the oneness and to each other, to know that all is in divine order, and we can trust. We can trust in higher mind. We can trust in universal love. We can trust in the divine infinite. I trust in divine outcomes. And so it is. Amen. And let's affirm our affirmation together. I trust in divine outcomes. And again, if there's anything you're holding in your heart or in your mind, I invite you to just bring that to the forefront for a moment. Anchor this affirmation, and let's affirm one more time together. I trust in divine outcomes, and so it is. Amen. And so with our beloved Chuck in our hearts and the sniffles you might hear, let's prepare for meditation by singing Chuck's original song, Be Still. And we breathe, settling into this now moment, this time of sacred communion. And let's take those 3 deep breaths. Settling in, dropping our attention from our head to our hearts. Listening to those beautiful chimes. Becoming aware of the presence of the divine infinite within your physical body, in your heart, in your mind. I invite us into another deep breath, breathing in the joy, the peace, the prosperity, and the love of Spirit. And we do this remembering we are on holy ground. And we do this knowing that Spirit is here. And this morning we're going to be doing a mindful breathing meditation. So as we enter into that, I invite you to begin by taking several long, slow, deep breaths. Inhaling fully through your nose and exhaling fully through your mouth. Paying attention to noticing each in-breath as it enters your nostrils, travels down to your lungs, and causes your belly to expand. And notice each out-breath as your belly contracts and air moves up through the lungs, back up out of your mouth. And let's practice that, giving our full attention to our breath. In-breath. Out-breath. Now I invite you to allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. And as you breathe, I invite you to let go of the noises around you, all the noises except the music, or you can let the music fade to the background. Don't try to control your breath in any way. Just be aware of it. If you find your mind wandering to thoughts, simply observe it and notice that your mind is wandering. And just watch the thought for a moment, as neutrally as possible, and then let it go. Let it go as if it was a leaf floating down a stream. You may actually, in your mind's eye, put that thought on a leaf and watch it flow down a slow river. And practice coming back to the breath with your full intention. Allow yourself to be completely with your breath as it flows in and out. Notice any distractions in your mind, in your body, and just let them go. On a leaf, in a stream. Breathe in and out, following the breath. And in a few moments of silence, that's when your thoughts wander away. Gently bring them back. Guide your awareness back to your breathing. Let's breathe in the quiet. As this practice comes to an end, I invite you to slowly allow your attention to expand and notice your entire body. Just notice. Notice your body, what's happening in your body right now. And then I invite you to move your attention beyond your body to this room. The temperature of the room. Any sounds you hear. And I invite you to take another deep, conscious breath. And bring your awareness to all those at Unity of Stuart, all those in this room, all those within the sound of my voice, all those who might need prayer, loved ones, situations. And I invite you to speak out those things into this room, those people, those situations. Speak out into this holy space. And releasing all into the care and keeping of the one. I invite you to join me in praying this in the name and the nature and the light, in the love of the indwelling Christ consciousness. And so it is. Amen. Let's sing.
I have to say that Rhonda and I are missing you guys already, and we haven't even left yet. And it's just, we have been talking about what a huge blessing it is to be part of this church community, and it's wonderful in our lives, and thank you all very much. So, do you know what? This is a song. We were planning on doing it anyway, but it's a song I started thinking. It reminds me so much of Chuck because, you know, it talks about love, kindness, courage, and compassion. And Chuck had all of those in spades. And we are just going to miss him so much. And so we'd like to dedicate this song to our buddy Chuck. Chucky, this one's for you. And you guys, I would love it if you'd like to sing along. You are always invited to do that. And I feel Chuck's presence today. I really do. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna open my heart to love. Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to love. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to love. Watch the light shine down from above. I'm gonna open my heart to love. Yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to kindness. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to kindness. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to kindness. Take away my judgment, chase away my blindness. Open my heart to kindness. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to courage. Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
You know I'm gonna open my heart to courage. Well, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
You know I'm gonna open my heart to courage. And when I see something wrong, I'm gonna say the word. I'm gonna open my heart to courage. Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to compassion. Oh, yes, I will. I'm gonna open my heart to compassion. Yes, I will. Well, you know I'm gonna open my heart to compassion. Turn my righteous anger into loving action. Gonna open my heart to compassion. Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna open my heart to love. I'm gonna open my heart to kindness. I'm gonna open my heart to courage. I'm gonna open my heart to compassion. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Thank you. I think Chuck heard that.
So there were a couple of things I forgot this morning. I forgot to tell you what the proceeds were from the gala. And before I tell you that, at this point, it's really important that you go and tell us. There are some forms out in the foyer in a box, and you can check off on what you think the priority, what your priority would be for what we're going to use some of that money for. And the total proceeds from the Dream Gala after expenses were $11,290. So thank you. Thank you. That is wonderful. And the other thing I forgot to do was say hi to everybody who's online. So let's do that now. First of all, on YouTube, let's see who's usually on YouTube. I have to go back on my script because I forget the names. Tony and Irma, you in the room? Let's see, Pam. and Ann. Phil and Jess are in the room. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, thanks for being here. If you would like me to say hi to you in romper room style, please let me know you're on YouTube. And in the meantime, let's see, Carol. Hey, Carol, I miss you. I hope you're well. Carol is watching online, and Dora is watching. Ellen, hi, Ellen. And Rita, and my daughter from Germany is watching. Hey, Taryn, I love you. And Nancy Miller's watching. Hey, Nance, I hope you're doing well. All right, so that's that. Now I can let that go. So I've always in my life have been a researcher. I love to research. Just ask my sisters. As soon as they ask a question, I'm on it, right, researching it. And when I was younger, before the advent of the internet, when I needed to research something, we didn't have like a big giant encyclopedia set at home. We didn't have any of that. But we did have a library. So if I needed to research something, I would take my little body up to the library and I would research in the research section. I loved that reference section in the library. Anybody else with me? Oh, yay. Oh, good. Okay. And so I could find most of what I needed to know at any given subject. And I used to love the microfiche. Anybody remember microfiche? Yeah, I love microfiche. If you're too young for microfiche, Sophia, you can go look it up. You could look up decades of newspapers and articles and all that kind of thing. And if I was home and I had a question, a straightforward question, I would call the reference desk. Anybody else here call the reference desk ever? Yeah, a few of us. I would call the reference desk at my local library and ask the reference librarian the question, and she would look it up and tell me the answer. So satisfying to me. So once upon a time in the late 80s, early 90s, right before personal computers became popular, I remember sitting around the table. Remember when you could sit around the table with somebody, with a group of people, and you would have a question and nobody would know the answer and you couldn't find out what the answer was because you didn't have your phone in your hand? Remember those times? So we were sitting around the table. All of a sudden, I can hear myself very loud and a little bit echoey. Sitting around the table, and a question came up. I sure do wish I remembered the question, but I don't. And I said, I wish the library was open because we could call the librarian. And my friend Joe Capo, I know Joe Capo doesn't watch. I don't even know where Joe Capo is on the planet, but hey, Joe. Joe Capo said, have you heard about this thing? It's called the internet. And it's going to be on the computers, and it's there now for some people, and it's like a whole library on the internet. And I'm like, get out. I thought that was like the greatest thing, since sliced bread. Now I'm hearing a little bit of echo, Jerry. A little bit of feedback, I mean. And I was so excited about that. And I've always been an early adopter, and that was the first early adoption as far as technology, is I literally went out and bought a personal computer so I could be part of that. So I could be part of that library on the internet. So exciting. Because I thought, there's going to be no more uncertainty in the world. Every question we could ever have would be answered. So exciting. And that's true. Every question that you ask the internet will be answered. However, will it be correct? Yeah, no, it won't be correct. It won't be correct. We cannot, even with the internet and even with the multitudes of information on the internet, especially now with the advent of artificial intelligence, that's becoming, it's in our home, it's in my home for sure. I mean, of course, with Echo and all that, but now ChatGPT and all of those things that are now on our computers in our word processing by default, and even on Google search by default, we can still not be certain about anything, really. There's no certainty in the world. And yet, we maybe you still have the sense that we want to control life, that we want to be certain about things. I'm not the only one, right, that wants certainty. Author Susan Jeffers, in her book, Embracing Uncertainty, writes this. We live in a society that teaches us to grasp for control, total control of everything. Our careers, our relationships, our children, our health, our money, the state of the world, and on and on and on. We insist that life be secure, safe, predictable, and full of only good things. As a result, we're uncomfortable, even panicked about all of the uncertainty in our lives. After all, uncertainty, she goes on, implies no control. We spend so much time of our lives worrying and trying to prevent the bad from happening that we often forget to enjoy the good. What a waste of life, she says. Thankfully, it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to walk around with a dark cloud over our heads. The truth is, nowhere has it been proven that a rich, joyous, abundant life cannot exist in the presence of uncertainty. Indeed, that's our goal, a large part of our goal in the midst of what's happening in the world, in the midst of what may be happening in our lives. We are still called to be joyous and happy, and we can be. We can be. And then Michael Singer, the author of The Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment, and this quote is from The Surrender Experiment, says this: "Life rarely unfolds exactly as we want it to. And if we stop and think about it, that makes perfect sense. The scope of life is universal, and the fact that we are not actually in control of life's events should be self-evident. The universe has been around for 13.8 billion years. And the processes that determine the flow of life around us didn't begin before we were born, and they will not end when we die. We walk around constantly trying to control and determine what will happen in our lives. No wonder there's so much tension, anxiety, and fear. Each of us actually believes that things should be the way we want them, instead of being the natural result of all the forces of creation." Sound familiar? He goes on, "What would happen if we respected the flow of life and used our free will to participate in what's unfolding instead of fighting it? What would be the quality of the life that unfolds? Would it just be random events with no order or meaning? Or would the same perfection of order and meaning that manifests in the rest of the universe manifest in the everyday life around us? What would it look like if we all decided to be in the flow of life instead of pushing against the flow?" So this Sunday, and I think for the month of May, depends on when I run out of things to say about uncertainty, we'll be exploring how to live with an appreciation for uncertainty and how to continue to trust life. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's a profound approach to life, to embrace uncertainty. Because when we do that, we can be in the present. We can be in the now moment. We become more resilient. We become more peaceful. So we get to choose. Because the world pushes us to certainty, to trying to be certain. And it also, the manifest world actually instills fear about not being certain. So we choose. Do we choose to constantly resist what is? Or do we choose to embrace uncertainty? For me, it's important in this ever-changing world that we live in, and not for nothing, my ever-changing body, that we cultivate a tolerance and acceptance of uncertainty, because life is uncertain. So what I'm calling us to do is to cultivate an I don't know mind, or what our Buddhist siblings call beginner's mind. A university professor went to visit a famous Zen master, and while the master quietly served tea, the professor talked nonstop about Zen. And as the professor was talking, the master poured the cup, the visitor's cup, to the brim, and then kept pouring. And the professor watched the overflowing cup until he could no longer stop himself, and he said, "Stop, it's overflowing. It's already full, it's overfull." And the master replied, "You are like this cup. How can I show you Zen unless you empty your cup?" When we come to the teacher, when we come to life, with an already full cup, with a certainty about what it is that we know, we're not curious, and we can't be receptive to peace, to balance, to transformation, to living in the flow of life. If we show up in our lives certain that we know what's going on and how to do things and how to fix things, There's no space for Spirit to come in and show us a different way. The Zen Buddhist teacher Shunryu Suzuki said this: "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few." I reminded myself of that story I told a couple of weeks ago with the woman with the beads, with the pebbles on the road, and how she didn't know how she was going to get out of it, and she found a solution. You can, I think that's 2 weeks ago, if you want to look that up. So beginner's mind, or the I don't know mind, is a mind that doesn't need to have an answer in the moment. And it's a mind that doesn't need to hold on to rigid beliefs or interpretations about what's going on. I would suggest that that's pretty important right now in our world, and of course in our own lives. So much of the time we get stuck in thinking, stinking thinking. We get stuck in thinking we should know something or that we know everything, which is even more problematic. That gets in the way of our learning. Our certainty that we know everything gets in the way of not only being open to solutions that we can't predict, but it gets in the way of connection. Just try to have a political conversation with somebody who's on the other side of the aisle, because we think we know. And sometimes it feels safe, right? It feels comfortable to act and to live from those entrenched beliefs because absolutely we know this about the world. My mom was an authoritarian parent. She said it, and my siblings and I did it. And if we didn't, there was swift and stern correction. We could never say the word no to my mom. Now, my mom wasn't abusive. In today's world, and maybe it's the same for you, she would have been, because she smacked us. She would throw things at us. And if she didn't hit us with her slipper the first time, we'd take the slipper and hide it, but then the next time we walked past her, she'd smack us upside the head for missing us with the slipper. So if you're around my sisters and I, sometimes we all have a twitch. You get too close with your hand to our head, we can still twitch. And lest you think my mom was a monster, that was the day, and she wasn't, and she was loving, and she taught me everything I know about generosity. And she taught me everything I know about being a student of life. So, when I was a young mom, I have 2 daughters. Taryn's watching. Taryn, I'm going to talk about you in a minute. This was my role model when I was a young mother. I knew how to be a mom because my mom was my role model. After all, I turned out all right? So that's what I knew. And that was obviously the way to mother. You said it, they did it, they jumped to, and that was it. Oh, and you also taught them how to play Scrabble. So with my first husband, I raised 2 girls in this model. And now, even though I didn't believe nor practice corporal punishment, they will tell you that they knew then and they know that I love them. And they will also tell you that they were a bit afraid of me. Yes, I was loving. I would walk through fire for them. But what I said went. I said it, you did it. And if you didn't do it, you'd be in your room or you'd have something taken away from you. And I was certain that my model was correct. So fast forward to when Sophia was born to me and my second husband. I was the hammer and he was the pushover. Right? And that doesn't work in partnering with a parent. That doesn't work. So I had to be open to another way of being, because then not only did it turn out I was correcting Sophia, but I was also correcting him. Right? I was also the authoritarian of how he parented. So we had to come to a middle way. I began to realize that I needed to find a middle way in order to parent effectively. So I had to begin to let go of my certainty of the way that I was mothering was correct. And I had to let in something. And so I did a lot of reading, and I opened up my I don't know mind and let go of the certainty of how I was mothering. Activated my curiosity, activated my beginner's mind, and began to be open to parenting in a new way. Now, you'd have to get in a room with my 3 daughters to find out how all that shook out for them. But I will tell you that my older daughters will tell you that Sophia has a different mom than they had. A totally different mom. Like sometimes I'll tell them something that's going on with me and Sophia, and they go, that never would have happened when we were her age. And they would be right. So it's because I became curious about finding a different way. Like, I didn't know what I didn't know until I had to, until I opened my mind to become more curious. Because being certain about everything stops curiosity. If we already know all the answers, what's the point? What's there to be curious about? This is crucial in spiritual transformation. In fact, embracing uncertainty is a vital process to spiritual transformation and for being peaceful in the ebbs and flows and the storms of our everyday life. You know, over the past few weeks, I've had a couple of conversations with folks who are grappling with how to stay rooted in spiritual life, in spiritual practice, when the world is on fire. Just name it. Everywhere. It seems like the world is on fire. And not only that, but in this country, civil liberties for the most vulnerable of us are being trampled on. So maybe you feel that way too. And you may have thought, what's the point? What's the point of living a spiritual life? What's the point of practice when it doesn't seem to be changing anything? Well, because first and foremost, spiritual practice changes us. When we move into practice, when we have a practice, when we pray and when we meditate and when we be still and when we excavate those things that we think we know and have an open curiosity, it changes us and it enables us to show up differently in the world. And that always will make a difference. Right now is the time to double down on spiritual practice, to activate our beginner's mind, our I don't know mind, to activate our faith in face of the state of the world and perhaps the state of our lives. You know, so many of you know I had shoulder surgery in January, and now it appears that I have a torn meniscus in my knee. We'll find out on Wednesday. And I've shared this with some of you. I have been struggling with being angry with my body. My ego is up about it. My ego is up about it because I'm strong, and I've always been strong. You want me to rearrange a room when I'm 9 months pregnant? Put together a crib and rearrange a room by myself? I'm there. I have been strong. And now, I'm not as strong as I was, and there's uncertainty about my physical body. And I've been looking at that and being annoyed by it, annoyed by the uncertainty. And I don't want to be perceived as weak. I don't want to have things happen to my body that I don't approve of. So then, what do? I practice what I preach. I stay in the now moment, and I don't push away what's happening in my body. Okay, I needed surgery on my shoulder. Okay, I have surgery. My shoulder's doing great, by the way. And now, well, maybe I'll need surgery on my knee. All right. Okay, don't push it away. Still sending healing energy, and I'll take any Reiki healing energy in the room. Still sending healing energy and trying to love my body, doing the work necessary to love my body through this and embrace the uncertainty. And as I always teach, look for what I need to learn through this experience. And be open to activating my faith. The Buddhist teacher Sharon Salzberg says this: faith is the willingness to take the next step, to see the unknown as an adventure, to launch a journey. With faith, we move into the unknown, openly meeting whatever the next moment brings. then that brings us back to being in the present moment. Awareness of the present moment, like we did in our meditation, gives us the opportunity to be open to life's pleasures, right in the here and now. And we get a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of equanimity, so that we can be here. We can be here now. And open then in solutions that we can't predict. And open to more healing. If I walk around just constantly ticked off because I feel like my body is betraying me, that's not going to help anything. So why do that? Why stay there? So when I find myself there, I turn it around. I turn it around. Send light, send love, send healing. So not only to my body, but to my way of thinking about it. And then I'm absolutely open to solutions that I can't predict. So I have a couple of suggestions for you this week. Instead of thinking you have to have all the answers, try saying, I don't know. And if you really, really think that you do have the answer, you might want to practice, I think this is the answer, but I'm not certain. Right? Be open to uncertainty. And like me, some of you have heard me say many times over the last little while is, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. So to be open to something I don't know, to be open to something that we could call a miracle or something else. I don't know what I don't know. Because in my parenting and in my life as a minister, I always wanted to have all the answers. That was my job as a mom and a job as a spiritual leader. I wanted to have all the answers of how to raise a happy, well-adjusted kid. And in ministry, I want, and still do, want to have all the answers to serve and lead a spiritual community, but that is impossible. So I'm open. And I invite you to be open and curious and embrace uncertainty. If something comes up and you're uncertain, you might want to just say, okay, thank you. I don't know. And then you can move from worry, right, from worry to wonder. Instead of saying, oh, I worry that, and this actually is something that happened to me when my knee started to hurt, I was like, I worry that I'm going to need a knee replacement. I'm worried. And then we could move from I'm worried about this to I wonder what's going to happen around my knee. I don't need a knee replacement. I already had the x-ray. I wonder what's going to happen instead of worrying about what's going to happen. Stay in the present moment is vital to be able to embrace the skill of opening to uncertainty. Yesterday, I was sitting on my couch with my computer on my lap, finishing up this lesson. And as I was writing, I'm writing, stay in the present, and I'm in the present writing, but then I decided to look up and just to see what was around me in the room, which is another tool for staying in the present. Just look up. If you're in worry, if you're in fear, just look up around you and see what's where you are. And I saw the sun coming in from my front door my front door makes a prism, it makes a rainbow at certain times of the afternoon. And I saw this rainbow dancing across the armchair across the room. I was like, oh, I would have missed that if I didn't take that break to silk around and see where I was in the present moment. It brings us that gift of appreciation for the here and now. So, this week, and forever, quite frankly, may you activate your beginner's mind. May you practice transforming worry into wonder. And in times of uncertainty, may you remember to breathe in the present moment. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be well in all of it. And I claim this truth for each and every one of us. Namaste. We're moving into our celebration of abundance. You got something? I forgot. Oh, I'll turn it over to you to do that. Thank you for your continued love offerings, tithes, and gifts. Thank you to our consistent givers. You are the reason why we're here, why you're here doing this work. You and God are the reason why we're here doing this work. Without your gifts, without your offerings, we couldn't be doing this good work that helps to transform the world. And there you see the ways, of course, the baskets are coming around online. I think Sophie's putting up the love offering links, and we say absolute thank you to you. And let's affirm our process. Siri said, I'm glad to hear it. Let's affirm our prosperity prayer and then our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs of unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. We are grateful. Coming up on the slides. It's a surprise to me. Unity Basics, once again, please sign up. Not yet for the kids, because I have another announcement that Doreen is going to make.
Hi, everyone. We will be having our last coffee house concert of the season on May 31st, and we will be dedicating the service to Chuck. I will be actually singing a couple of the songs that he wrote. It will be my honor and pleasure to do so. So please come.
May 31st. Let's see, was that it? We're going to wait for the kids to come in. It is birthday Sunday. We're going to wait for the kids to come in. Let's see. John, did I hear you talk? Okay, kiddos, come on in. Let's stand as we sing in the kiddos.
Hi, guys.
We have two kiddos today. Thanks
We
for
had
being
some
here.
more kids, but they had to leave for a soccer tournament.
Oh,
so.
okay. All right.
This is what's left. So I wanted to say a special thank you to Lisa Rapp. She's not here today, but she came in the classroom last week and braved the world of YFM and did these beautiful paint pouring projects with the kids. We're wrapping up our series on how to find your inner peace. And she brought the art, and this week we did breath work. Nova's demonstrating something in her toolbox, which is blowing bubbles. So that's That's that.
All right.
And thank you guys so much for the paper towel rolls and the rolls. I'm very impressed. Like, we have a ton. I'm hiding them all over the place. So if you guys would also keep your eye out for any 2-liter bottles. I don't need the lid, just the bottles. And masking tape. If you have rolls of masking tape laying around your house taking up space, bring them over.
Does it have to be absolutely masking tape? Could it be like,
Could be anything easy.
you don't want
to
duct
rip.
tape, right?
I don't, as long as it's blue tape, yeah. As long as the kids can rip it without scissors, ideally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. All right.
Thank you.
All right, good, good, good. There was something I was going to say to you. Oh, I say, so the kids' curriculum is totally on Jen. I never check it, right? I never try to match it to what I'm talking about, because sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about until like the week before, and she's way more prepared than I am. So, so notice that we did that breath work during meditation, and she did breath work with the kids. So, you know, Spirit's present in all of it.
It is.
All right, so it is birthday Sunday. Let us see. We have some birthdays. We have Bobby Proctor's in the room. We have Jane Conroy. We have Pat Miller. We have Sharon Tagliariello. Oh, good Lord. And Ashley, I don't think Ashley's here today. Judy Woodred and Tracy. We have a lot of people in the room. And if it's your birthday in May, please stand if you can. And we will sing to you. Okay, he's playing. All right, stand up. If it's your birthday in May, stand up. Did somebody stand up? Okay. Okay, May birthdays. All right, then let us once again stand up as we bless our kiddos in song. And let's close with the prayer for protection and the peace song, and being mindful of those who might not wish to hold hands. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine. And let's sing.
4, 5.